And I'm back. It works. Okay, okay, okay. Well, well, well. All right, so, well, I set a slight undervolt to point. Oh, fuck my ass. Oh, point 0.80. Whoa, why am I at point 0.80? It's low as hell. No, 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 no. I want point 0.90. I think point 0.80 is going to fare very well. Uh, let's restart Reba Tuner because it was not working early. What the hell? Download. Okay, okay, okay. Hold on. So there's a new version. We repeat, do not down. So the character CD. Okay. May as well. May as well. Why not? Downloads. Open. Dink. WinRAR. Extract. Where did I just put that? Okay. Accept. Next. Next. Okay. Just ignore. Why the hell? Why does... Oh, fuck my ass. Okay, let's just abort. Cancel. I'll just have to use, for right now, we'll just use the built-in um, metric overlay, which, yeah, I don't exactly love it, but whatever. It works. Now, overlay, that transparency is damn crazy strong. I like to actually be able to read what oh god, I have on the screen. Okay, so FPS, we obviously want that. Let's do average frame time. Frame time 99. Microstutter. Let's do microstutter rate as well. Um, latency, frame generation lag. No. GPU 1, obviously we want that. GPU clock speed, hotspot. GPU 1 fans. No, we don't really need fan speed because we already know. GPU 1 voltage. Obviously, it probably doesn't matter. We're going to be pegged at 1.9 anyways, but may as well have it. GPU memory 1 utilization, clock speed, and temperature. Damn, we got a whole list, don't we? Do not need GPU 2. CPU, okay, CPU utilization, frequency, voltage. No, we don't really need voltage. CPU temperature, sure, why not? CPU power. CPU electrical current, okay. Thermal current. What the hell? I don't think we need that. That's funny. System memory. Okay, so right now with this overclock, and I'm streaming, why don't we launch like a game or something? Or I wonder actually, I'm using the AV1 encoder. Let's just do, you know what? Let's do 3D Mark. We're gonna do a little run. Oh, beef. What? Sapphire made a motherboard? Whoa! Whoa! Okay, all right, okay. I see you, Sapphire, going crazy with it. All right, let's do a little Steel Nomad benchmark. Um, yeah, why not? Let's exit out of here because obviously we don't want that running. And we are streaming, so our score is probably going to be mega buns, but you know, whatever. May as well. I want to get like an Elgato or something, but at the moment, I just haven't felt like shilling out the clams for it. Um, and we should be, our memory should be at 28, yeah, 2809 megahertz. So, um, definitely up there, definitely up there. And hopefully our GPU. Now, this Steel Nomad might peg our hotspot at 110C. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Oh, yeah. Oh, I can already tell you right now, this is going to be a rough score. The GPU clock right at 3000, so that is actually pretty normal. Pretty normal. Okay, actually, hotspot is only at 80C right now, and I don't think it'll get any higher. I do not think it'll get any higher than that. Why that is, I'm actually not 100% sure why. For some reason, this benchmark doesn't like to push clock speeds that high. Maybe it's because it's such a heavy load. The card, it's almost like with the XTX, and honestly, it's like, well, no, actually, my NVIDIA cards behave differently, but my XTX, it's almost like when there is a really high load situation, it acts scared to push clock speeds above a certain point, and it'll try to stay at 3000. So yeah, ooh, that's bad. That is RUF rough. All right, let's do boring, boring, boring. Benchmarks are kind of boring. DirectX, NVIDIA DLSS. No, could do Port Royal, but I mean our scores are just gonna be they're gonna be ass. Gonna be ass regardless. Okay, well let's see. I'm trying to think of what we should do. Let's see what our behavior is looking like just playing Call of Duty. A very well-known game. Everyone's played Call of Duty at some point. I don't care if you hate it. You've probably at least tried it. Everyone knows about it. So we're gonna see, like see if we get any micro stutters. What's going on there? Because right now, we are our memory is up there. All right, it's up there. Let's see, Reddit. All right, obviously we got everything disabled in terms of, see, with this, let's go into AMD Adrenaline software. Black Ops, so everything is off. Subsurface format optimization. I recommend normally, like turning all of this stuff on. We're just gonna leave it off for right now though. Texture filter and quality. Normally I put that on high just to fix some I feel like it can somewhat help with like stair stepping a little bit. It just makes things a little clearer. But it does turn off optimizations for textures. So that's the whole like on performance, it has all the optimizations on, so like further textures will look a little blurrier. All right, let's play a game of Battle Royale Casual, and the reason why I want to play this is because let's just do a good old game of solos. The reason why I want to play this is because Warzone has had a really bad stutter issue, and I experienced that, and it was bad. It was rough. So I want to see, first off, I'm streaming right now, see how that affects the GPU. Second off, I want to see if those stutters are gone or not. Third off, I want to see performance while streaming in Warzone, which is not exact. Now, okay, I will say my graphics are, let's see, shadow quality I have very low, but for this test, we will set everything to ultra. And we'll keep it at that. Okay, shadows are normal, all that good stuff. Tessellation near. And yeah. So dynamic resolution, we're obviously turning that off. What information? Yeah. And then upscaling, blah blah blah. Don't need that. Variable rate shading, keep that on. Texture resolution, we'll keep that, you know, we'll just keep everything on. But let me just check one more time to make sure nothing that would impact. Okay, and we're looking good, we're looking good. All right, so right now we're pushing 31, 3200 megahertz. So far, feeling pretty. Whoa. Getting sniped out the sky. Okay, so right at 120, 140. Oh, Jesus. That was a mistake. Really pretty good performance right now. Just, you know, like in this, like, not noticing too many micro stutters. Oh, micro stutter.
Playtime's over.
0.8%.
Stand by for deployment to the war zone.
1.7, 2.4. Okay, so that's not great. But this is Warzone, and it's had a problem with, yeah, my memory temperature is right at 76 degrees. Okay, CPU frequency is at 4.7, 4 point, what? Is my...
Battle Royale.
Curious. That's fine. My CPU frequency should not be at 4.8 gigahertz. Well, that is not good. Maybe it's because I'm streaming, though. I don't know. Yeah, definitely feeling a little bit... Actually, this is the first time I've ever seen... Hold on. This is the first time I've ever seen the micro stutter function actually work. So that is huge. Okay, so average frame time, 6.9. I definitely feel a few stutters here and there, for sure. Whoa. Hey. Let me get that gun. Oh yeah, I'm definitely feeling some stutters. Definitely feeling some. Maybe it'll level out though a little bit. We'll see. Okay, so we're... I feel like our stutters are going to get better as we keep playing. Sometimes I think that at the beginning of a match, the shader compilation kind of like kicks in a little bit. And you will get some like weird stuttering at the beginning, but then it'll kind of like level out a little bit. And honestly, right now, like, yeah, I'm getting a few stutters, but it's definitely playable. You know, nothing to really like complain about. Nothing too crazy to complain about. It's not horrendous, you know. But it's, you know, obviously one, you know, thing that people say is like, if you spend $1,000 on GPU, you want everything to work flawlessly. You know, you want things to really just be seamless, and perfectly, and that's not always the case. But this is, I mean, definitely playable, but not like optimal. You know, because as you can see, if you look at the micro stutters, like they're, you know, every now and again you'll see it go up to 2%, you know. Right now, hotspot 83, 86, very, very fine, very respectable, nothing too crazy. As you can see, GPU clock is very comfortable at around 3200 megahertz. That is pretty typical. 89, 90. Yeah, I'm not. If, you know, a hotspot for me, I'm pretty comfortable up until it, you know, hits about 100 to 105 C. That's when I'm like, okay, that's kind of toasty. But I'm kind of the belief that I will listen to AMD on their recommendations where they say 110 is the maximum. And the reason that they say that that's the maximum is because they know that that's, you know, relatively safe for a GPU to run, for their GPUs to run at, without degrading to some crazy degree. So I will trust them on that. Okay, look at that. We got that kill. Yeah, I will say, I feel like possibly having shadows on and kind of taking on those settings might have something to do with some of these weird stuttering issues. So what we're going to go ahead and do real quick is we're going to go to graphics. We're going to go down to shadow quality, very low, screen space shadows off, occlusion screen space lighting off, low. Oh, and immediately the game feels so much smoother. Look at the FPS difference. We're getting up in the 180s now, 160, 170, just night and day. And if I'm being totally honest with you, I can bear, like, to me those look like perfectly fine shadows. I don't know, like, okay, let's go back and maybe set shadows like the higher quality and see if maybe we can. Let's go back to normal. Okay, so they're softer. They're softer. They're more diffused. Okay. Actually, I guess maybe the shadow quality, it didn't performance all of that much, you know, like still getting pretty relatively high frame rates. Let's go ahead and set it all the way to ultra. 150, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I can't tell a difference. Let's turn this down to very low. Okay, well now, okay, you can see a difference in that texture. Obviously, it's not as smooth by any means. But to be honest, running around, I would just think that this has jagged edges or something. Like, I wouldn't even think twice about that. Still getting some micro stutters, but the game is overall smoother just because we have a higher frame rate. Okay, let's go ahead and open that chest. Definitely playable. I will, and remember, I am streaming, and so I did play this earlier while streaming for a second, and it is more stuttery while streaming, and for obvious reasons. I'm sure the load on the GPU is higher, so it kind of just brings out that characteristic a little more than some people might want. So definitely think about that. If you like want to stream and you want to do that kind of stuff with your GPU, AMD for YouTube is fine because you have like AV1 and everything like that. What is? I'm hearing a phone go off. But yeah, with AV1, you know, I can actually recommend using that because it has pretty darn good quality. But when it comes to the just straight X2 or H264 encoder, it does not cut the cheese, man. It just does not. It's a okay. So I'm definitely, I feel like the stutters have calmed down a little bit. Maybe that's placebo, but I don't know. I swear at the beginning I definitely was feeling I'm feeling a couple stutters here and there, but I don't know. I feel like, I guess the high frame rate is kind of offsetting the stutters a little bit. But then again, you know. So right now, if you look at my GPU board power, it is reporting 200 watts. That is not my actual power draw. The way that this works, the EBC, is it tricks the GPU into thinking that it's not pulling, that it pretty much says that your power limit, like it tricks the GPU into thinking its power limit is, I think lower. I might have that backwards, but it tricks the GPU into thinking that the power limit is, that it's not hitting its power limit. That's pretty much what it's doing. So my XTX has a power limit of 430 watts, or 400, yeah, I think 430 watts. So, pretty much it's not, the GPU thinks that it's only pulling 210 watts, right? That's what it thinks. And that's why it's just pretty much boosting up as far as it possibly wants. If I were to go in and, see, doing that might actually kill the stream, I'm not sure. But, okay, let's just say that, here, well, I'll give a little example right here. So, as you can see, we were hitting 30, where is my EPC? Okay. We were hitting 3,200 megahertz. You can see it right now. If we go to iGain at 100 and we set this just hypothetically to, not hypothetically, obviously we're about to actually do it, 630, apply. Now we are right at that power limit. Right at that power limit of 430, 440, 420. We're right around there. And my GPU clock is now also suffering because of that. So yeah, we're at about 3,000 megahertz. So we just lost 200 megahertz, which is a pretty substantial amount when it comes to GPU overclocking. I mean, don't get me wrong, it still feels smooth. It's not like I'm playing on some sort of archaic GPU or something. But as you can see, okay, so right now we're at about 158, 159, 158. Now let's go back and set iGain back down to just a really low value. Apply. Back up to 3,200. All right, now we're getting around 163, 164, 167. So, pretty decent increase. Now, really where the EBC shines is not in a game like Call of Duty. And the reason for that is that some games, they will, for whatever reason, pull more power than others, meaning that the clock is hindered even more than in a game like this. And without the EBC, Warzone can maintain pretty high clocks even without the EBC, or the XTX can maintain high clocks like around 3,000 megahertz. But that is not the case for all games. Some games they will without the EBC will max out at around 2,700, 2,800 megahertz, and with the EBC now you're looking at like 3,100, 3,150 to 3,200 megahertz. Which does actually make a pretty substantial difference. So that's where the EBC shines, is games that are like really graphically demanding, that want to pull a crap ton of power. And Warzone is just not one of those games that pulls a super tremendous amount of power. But you still do get more performance with the clock speed increase, you know. And I would say, you know, like if you're not streaming, you're probably going to get, you know, better 1% lows and everything, like better frame pacing overall, because you're just not power limited anymore. And obviously with memory too, that's another place where EVC shines, is that without an EVC, you're going to be hard pressed to really do anything with memory. You know, I don't really know of any other way to actually bolt mod memory, but for me, from what I can tell, the EVC is pretty much the only way that I've found personally. So let's see. Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. Now I do have actually Battlefield. We could load that up. See how that performs. Yeah, no, I'm definitely noticing a few. See, I wish we had an Elgato. Or I had an Elgato.
Gas is moving in. New safe zone located.
Because then, like, this would be a very unbiased sort of, like, feel. Because I don't know if the micro-stuttering is happening. It's really not that bad, but it's definitely happening more than I anticipated. But this is, like I said, this is a known problem on AMD, is that the micro-stuttering is just fucking ass. Now I'm bored. Let's close that. Alrighty. Let me call Michael. See when he's hopping on. Six.
Call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging.
All right, y'all. I think I'm gonna end this stream here. Pretty interesting. Well, my other stream was probably a little more interesting, but regardless, yeah, very solid, very solid. Let's do, yeah. Regardless, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully, you enjoyed. You know, didn't get all that many viewers, but it's okay. It's okay.